There we are. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I got to show you who's here with me, Mr. Caesar. Uh, so, how is everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing well. It was milder today here. It's weird. We got a storm coming into New York, right? Um, and it always depends on where, you know, on the lake you live. So, like Buffalo always gets hammered, and also like Watertown always gets hammered just because the prevailing winds are always coming from the west. So it comes across the lake, and then they get lake effect snow, and they just get crushed. Especially Watertown. Watertown gets it the absolute worst. So Buffalo's going to be getting, I think, like 6 inches. Watertown is looking at a foot, and we're not getting anything. So, you know, Blake says I'm doing kind of under the weather a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I hope you feel better. Hope you feel better. So, but yeah, so it was milder today. It was like 38, and I think it's gonna be the last warm day for a while. So, I'm 70 miles south of Buffalo, and we are due for a couple of inches. Okay, Alex the gamer just said that. Yeah, we're in a spot where the it's not gonna hit our area for whatever reason, and everybody around us is getting that, like an inch. That's it. So, did you see North Shore Preparedness posted today? I did not, Sharon. I have not been online very much today at all, to be honest with you. I came. Heather got a new tattoo, so she was working on that, and if she wants to later, she will show you guys. But I don't know if she will or not because it's obviously just finished and it's got to heal and all that good stuff. But so I got to explain part of her tattoo she got. All right. So ever since Heather's been little, my name for Heather's always been Sweet Pea. She was my Sweet Pea. Okay. And so we have this weird thing that we do, like when we go to a restaurant and we get our straws, because obviously it wouldn't happen in California, but with the banning of straws. Um, so we get the straws and we take the paper off the straws, and she always makes like a base, a circle base, and I always make the flame. It's our candle. So then we set it up on top of the. We always set it up on top of the napkin dispenser, and that's our candle. And I don't know how it started. It's just something that we have done for years, years and years and years. So she said we should get tattoos with candles. So she got today. Her tattoo is a candle, or well, it's a lantern with a candle, and then she had sweet pea flowers on the outside of that because for me. So and what I plan on doing is I plan on getting a tattoo of, if you remember Ebenezer Scrooge, and he was holding the thing it's like a circle thing, and he was holding it with the candle like that. That's the kind I want to get. So I will. Hey Philip, how you doing today? How are things in the land down under? So that's kind of what we're gonna end up doing. But so I hit 98,000 subscribers today. It is amazing. Less than 2,000 away now from me getting my tattoo. Oh, and I have figured out where I am going to put that tattoo. I've been thinking about it, and I've been contemplating it, and I'm like, where am I gonna have STD put on me? And then it kind of like just came to me today or last night. I'm gonna put it between on my back. Like I have the two tattoos on my back, and I'm gonna have it up in the top between those two tattoos. So when I have STD tattooed on me, that is where it's going to go. So um, yeah, so that is that. But uh, so tomorrow's a big day in New York. They're going to be voting on some bills or amendments or whatever you want to call them, uh, some proposals, and so we're going to have to see how that ends up panning out. There was protest in Albany today, but realistically, guys, and I'm a realist, always been a realist. I will never. Hold on a second. Oh, New York State. New York State Governor Hochul calls the exodus of New Yorkers an alarm bell. You think? People have had enough. People have had enough, and there has been a max exodus, and there will continue to be a max exodus out of the state. But here's the thing: is the people that they're losing out of this state. It's not the people that suck off the system. They're not going anywhere because they got a great deal. I mean, why would you leave if you got everything paid for, everything is taken care of? You why would you go, right? Um, it's the people like myself and other people that have worked our whole lives, and we're just fed up and we've just had enough, and so that is why you're seeing that exodus, and plus the draconian restrictions that have been implemented, especially in New York City. So you had a lot of money left New York. They got out of there. They've had enough. I mean, when you have the Democratic Congresswoman AOC, and this is so hypocritical to me. To me, if you have a stance and you believe in something, that's great, and I support that 100%. 100%. But if you have that stance and then you go to a state like Florida and you're partying with all kinds of people and not doing what you would do in New York, right? And playing that role, that's hypocritical. It's hypocritical in my opinion. And so, it is amazing to me the number of people that are those hypocrites. Do what I say, not what I do. And so they can go off and take their jets and party and do their vacations and go wherever they want to go. But hey, Nelly Time 88.8, how are you tonight? Welcome. So, it is. Yeah, it's absolute insanity. It's absolute insanity. And then the best part about her, when she gets called out for doing it, well, whose fault is it? Well, it's those Republicans that want to date her. I'm missing the correlation of you going on vacation, doing the exact opposite of what you're saying that everybody else in New York should be doing. How does that work? How does that work? It doesn't make any sense to me. And then you're going to blame it. It's somebody else's fault. There's a thing called, and I know this is going to be a weird foreign concept, and I'm sure most of the people that watch this channel are going to understand this: personal responsibility. I know it's weird. I know it's weird. Take responsibility for what you do and your actions. I'm going to tell you, as you guys know, right after Thanksgiving, I was sick. Literally the day of Thanksgiving, I didn't feel great. I ate my Thanksgiving meal, and I'm like, listen, I don't really feel that well. I'm going to go lay down. And like right after that, I was sick, and I was down for a couple weeks, probably sick for 3. Right? You guys all remember that and stuff like that. Now, here's the weird part about that. All right, so I was sick. So what did I do? I stayed home. I slept. I took my medicine, and I tried to get better. I avoided people. I know it's a weird foreign concept. It's a weird foreign concept, but personal responsibility. I didn't want anybody else to get sick, so I stayed home. Just it is amazing. I'm telling you, I don't really understand the mindset. I don't get it. I just don't get it. AOC is a man. I don't think she's a man. She's just she is she puts her foot in her mouth way, way too often. When you're a junior congresswoman or congressman, you need to shut up and listen and learn from the people that have been down there forever and a day, and stop trying to, make it, all about you. If you guys remember, obviously next tomorrow will be a year, and she was claiming, oh my God, I felt like I was going to get raped. She wasn't even in the building. It was found out later. Oh, I was scared for my life. I thought I was going to get raped, blah, 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 blah. And she wasn't even in the building. I just, I, it's amazing. It just blows me away what these people try to do. And then when they get called out on it, it's like I said, of course, then it's somebody else's fault. What? What? I got to show you. The cutest face. The cutest face. You do. So, anyway, what do we got? 458 in the chat already, guys. We only got 141 thumbs up. So I'm going to ask you right off the bat, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, to please do so to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time. You can't, not right now. I'm going to text Heather and ask her to take you out because I know what you want. You want to go out. So hold on. I don't think Heather is right here. Okay. So, sorry. I just, because she's going to go nuts here because that's what she does. And so I want to make sure Heather, down. Good girl. So, but anyway, lost my train of thought, of course. It is gone, whatever I was going to say. But anyway, oh, we're doing a thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel. Again, it really does help with the algorithms. So I thank you for that reason as well. And also, I like to see a lot of thumbs up. That's the third reason. If you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe and make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. So thank you ahead of time for doing all that. Frank Grant, there you are seeing. So the stance continues to change on that, and I'm not going to get into that discussion. But when you have, so well, here's a question, and I'll pose it to you this way. Here's a question, okay? How many breakthrough cases do there have to be before it is not a breakthrough case and it's a pattern? That's just, we'll just leave it at that. We'll just leave it at that. And but like I said, here's, I think here comes Heather. There she goes. Go see Heather. Thanks, Heath. But yes. So all right, we're gonna get into the topic here. I promise you. I know we haven't even broached the subject yet. Do you have a plan? Right. This is what the topic was. Oh, I was going to tell you guys something. I always have to be careful what I say and how I say it. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, I just, my boy, my oldest boy, Joshua, who has done all of this, right? His whole thing was, I just want things to go back to normal. That's why I'm doing it. I just want things to go back to normal. So now what are they saying? Right? Even if you have everything, you still got to wear this, right? So what changes? I'm going to tell you, I'll be honest with you, 100% honest with you. I'm not living my life in fear for anybody. I'm going to continue to live my life. We have such a short time on this planet. You figured this thing has gone on for 2 years now, right? 2 years. And now we're going into the third year. I'm not going to live my life in fear. I'm not going to run around and go, oh, please, whatever. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to continue to do what I want to do. I'm going to continue to travel. I'm going to continue to enjoy my life. If I decide to go on vacation, I'm going to go on vacation. And here's the best part that a lot of people really don't understand. And I'm going to make one more point on this, and then we're going to move on. If all of us, hey, Pamela Sherry, did you read that article I sent you also? What changed about your mom and Beck going to, well, mom was always on board, Pamela. Mom was always on board. And we can talk about that a little bit too. We'll get into that. I'll explain some stuff. But thank you very much for the donation, and I did read the article, and thank you for that as well. So, um, hello.
Hello, I'm going to say hi and show off my
Oh
new
yes.
tattoo.
So Heather's that was quick. Did you just take her out?
Yeah,
She go?
yeah, both of them.
Oh, both. She went number one and number two.
Yes, she did.
Oh, hella good girl.
Hello, everybody.
So anyway, well, so would you like to show them what you have done?
Yes.
Here if you want to. Well, take the camera.
Excuse me. I got a tattoo today.
That's a pretty good sized tattoo, huh, folks?
It took about like 5.5 hours or so.
Yeah.
A really long time.
It was a really long time. Very, very long time. But that's okay.
So if I wasn't cool enough already, and it's a tattoo for him.
Yeah, I was telling them about our thing with the candle.
Yes, and then the flowers on the sides are sweet peas, because that's what he always called me growing up.
Yep. So then I told her, I said, so underneath the tattoo, is that going to be my death date when I die? You're going to get that date tattooed on there? She goes, yeah. Very nice, very nice. Hopefully that's not going to be for a long time. So.
I'm brave, yes, I'm tough. It really wasn't that bad, pain-wise, maybe at the max like a 3 or 4. So, but he said that women sit better than men for tattoos. So I think that biologically we are just geared to be tough because we got to go through childbirth and stuff like that. And if it was as painful, I don't know why people would do it twice, you know?
Right.
So people still do it.
Yes, they do.
But those are tough.
No, that's not her first one, Jolyn.
In my first one, you can kind of see I have a snake on my ankle.
Yeah, she comes home, and I had said I can't tell Heather that she couldn't get tattoos, because I have 7. So it's not like I can say, well, don't you do that. Once you became 18, and I told her, once you're 18, you can do whatever you want. And so, but when she went and got her first tattoo, I had said to her, get something small, something discreet.
Here's the baby for people that were asking.
Yeah. So.
It's something small and discreet.
And then she comes home with this like lower leg tattoo.
Well, I'm sitting there and the guy's putting the stencil on and he calls. He's like, what are you up to? And I'm like, you are not going to believe what I'm about to tell you. Oh, what is it? All right, show it again.
Oh, it is a... Oh,
show them.
Okay.
Describe it. Just like that.
It is a
like lantern
with a candle in it. And then the sweet pea flowers, if you see here on the outside.
Yep, right here and right there.
Yep, so that's what that is. Hey, Asif. Came late, long day at work. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us. I do. And he says, what, 3 eggs? That's so funny. Well, you'll find out soon enough. Probably, another 25 minutes. So, but... yeah, so she, so I could, so I tell her, get something small, and she comes back home with this big freaking tattoo for her first one.
Gotta go big or go home.
That's right.
And even as I was getting tattooed today, he goes like, oh yeah, that's the way to do it. Just gotta get a huge piece first.
Yeah, so.
Gotta really commit to it.
Yeah, doesn't carry the stigma it did when I was younger. So, and it's kind of funny that way. It was like when I got my tattoos, only military and bikers had tattoos. That's it. Military and bikers. And then you all of a sudden within the last 10 years, I would say it's probably the last 10 years.
Oh, big time, last 10 years.
And it's just blown up, and you see, 70-year-old grandmas going in and getting their first tattoo. So it's just,
So for me, the one on my thigh cost $250 because he kind of gave me a little bit of a discount to help spread his name. So if you're in the upstate New York area, I highly recommend Mike Danger, because that's who did my tattoo. And he did a phenomenal job. Very much of a perfectionist, which I appreciate.
Yep. No, he did a really good job. The tattoo came out really, really well.
Yep, and again, that's a steal at $250 for a full color tattoo. If I were
especially
doing it
that
hourly,
big.
Ugh.
Yes, and bikers, old ladies. I thought that goes without saying, Lenny. Yeah, they all had them too, right? I'm getting more. Like I said, I'm going to get the STD tattoo for sure. Another less than 2,000 subscribers away now. I look at that number, guys. I'll be honest with you. I look at that number and I see you
I'm
know.
gonna head back. It hurts to stand a little bit.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you for stopping in.
Welcome. Thank you for the tattoo, love.
Um, but I want to get my candle. I got to get my candle on there, and then we'll see. We'll see.
You say that you're gonna get the Ebenezer Scrooge one?
Yeah, that's what I was telling him. The Ebenezer Scrooge. Yep, yep. So ex old biker lady. That's funny. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, to me, it's just so these guys are in there, and it was so funny because I said to him, I go, okay, how old are you? And the one guy goes, I'm 37. And I go to the other guy, how old are you? He goes, I'm 31. And I said, well, just so you both know, I said, I have tattoos that are older than you. So that's pretty funny. But I'm a 55-year-old nurse and I want Steve McQueen tattoo someday. Nothing wrong with that. I was going to make some kind of goofy comment and I'm like, no, I'm going to behave myself. I'm going to behave myself. So, but no, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, so we're going to talk about having a plan. I know we've been. Oh, and I did want to address that question too, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Okay, so but anyway, having a plan, and I know I've been lately really harping about having a plan, having things squared away, having a bug out location, or having a place that you need to go to. Um, and I want to talk about a few things with that. I mean, you look at the situation that just happened on I-95. I mean, not a pleasant thing, not a pleasant thing. And I kind of talked a little bit about it in the earlier video today about the one guy, being despondent and sitting there and like I felt like it was hopelessness. And I'm like, for 9 hours, what do you think? Again, what do you think? Um, these people are going to do when the time comes and things get really bad. Hey, you're all right. Oh, she just jumped you. Okay, I gotcha. I saw her jump and I thought she was like going after one of the cats, but she was just basically jumping Hella because Hella was laying down. Um, you have to have something put together. You need, and I know I talk about a lot of different things, but I'm going to throw a couple things out there that I think that you need to think about. Having paper maps and having those paper maps laminated, because if you are having to carry that map and trying to figure out where you're going and what you're going to do, and you pull that map out and it's not laminated, if it's raining or it's inclement weather, or if whatever the case may be, you fall in a creek, whatever, you're going to ruin your maps. But if they're laminated, they're going to be fine and they're going to be good to go. So even like I'll show you what, like one of the things that I have. I got the 2021 Road Atlas, and I will tell you, $8 at Walmart. Okay, and you know I could pull. Imagine that I got bookmark West Virginia. I could pull that out. I could pull that out, and I could laminate that page, and then I have. If I got down there and if I couldn't go my regular routine route, I could look at that map and go, all right, I can go any way that I want to go. You know, you need to have a plan in place. Put your house in order, get things squared away. Being prepped is fantastic and it's a great thing. And I'm not ever going to say you shouldn't be prepped. The main reason we're prepping, realistically, is for natural disasters that happen every single day in this country. Every single day. Um, yeah, 7.97. I don't know how weird is that. Not $8, because if it was eight, it might have been like, well, I don't know if I want to pay $8 for this. I know. I love how they do that. It's 1995. That's always the number because it doesn't look so big. But when 1995 real, then they tax you on it, and now it's over $20 anyway. But 1995 is more refreshing to the eye. All right, so weird thing. Would like to get topographical map though. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever you're comfortable having. Um, have a compass. Very, very, very important. Have a compass, because if you have to bug out and you're on foot, you can get turned around very easy if you're not able to align where the sun is, if you're in the woods or wherever you may be. But if you have a map or a compass and you want to go south, let's say, because you're going to probably be wanting to get away from the cold weather, or your whatever direction you need to go in to get to your location, that's how you're going to be able to do it and stay on focus and stay on track. So a compass is, and you really don't hear, I don't hear too many preppers talking about maps or talking about compasses. Everybody wants to talk about, how many guns you got and how much ammo, or they want to talk about food and all those type of things. Um, but it's the small things that are going to make the difference of how your trip is and stuff like that. Okay, it's going to make a big difference. So with having tools, and realistically, how heavy? I mean, I obviously wouldn't be taking this whole thing. I wouldn't need the whole thing, but I would want to have New York, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. That's what I would be looking at alternative ways to get to the location that I wanted to get to, in those type of things. So, you know, that's that's kind of where we're at with that. But you know, so anyway, so that's having a plan, getting things squared away, getting together, do test runs. Uh, if you have a bug out location, I don't know. Most preppers talk briefly about maps, etc., but would love to hear more details. Okay, they may talk about it briefly, but it really is important that you have some kind. Everybody's so used to GPS. Well, I plugged it into my phone and that's how I got there. I've done it myself. I'm not going to lie, but at the same time, I always carry that road atlas for the states, because I think it's important to have. What happens if your cell service is down and you need to figure out where you want to go? You need to have some kind of guide, if you haven't been there before. So, you know, I got to show you guys. Hold on. For the other ones that missed, the other one there's, of course, Mr. Max. Mr. Max is generally, if he's in the house, he's in here. So, that I use the original GPS. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. But learning how to read a map properly, like when you look at, I'll give you an example of something here. Let's see. Because they do a scale on these. Hold on. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to figure. Oh, I mean, they have, like, here's South Carolina. How many miles is Route 20? 142 miles. How many miles is I-95? 199. How many miles of Route 26? 221. How many miles of 85? 106. So it kind of gives you that idea. But they usually do. There's a scale on here someplace, or generally is, that, like, oh yeah, here we go. All right, 1 inch represents approximately 23 miles. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so here's the map of South Carolina, and right here is in the ledger is giving you, so 1 inch equals 23 miles. So you can kind of get an idea how far you're going to go with whatever your destination is. Knowing those things, and not trying to figure it out when things are crazy, educate yourselves. That's probably the more important, things that I would. Yeah, and maps also give you the rail and waterways that you can navigate. I'm telling you right now, the roads may be blocked, they may be cut off, but if you follow the rail lines in the beginning, let me just say that very clearly. In the beginning of an event, the rail lines should be pretty good traveling, and they're generally straight. If that rail line is going east, as long as you keep following that rail line, you're going to be able to transverse and go where you need to go, for a long way. So that's really important. And waterways, excuse me, are also great, because if you can find, something, a boat, or have a small blow up boat or something, you could use that to get miles and miles and miles further down on your destination way faster than you could with walking. So, there's a lot of little tricks and things like that people don't think about, they don't talk about. And it's like when Heather was down at RIT, one of the things, probably from campus about 3 miles, there was railroad tracks that ran straight south. And I always told her, I said, things get hairy and things go bad. You and a couple of your friends, you get on those railroad tracks and you just follow it straight out. And that's going to get you out of suburbia as quickly as possible, because that's what you want to do. Any of you out there that are in the cities or suburbia and those type of things, you're going to want to get out of those areas as quickly as possible before people say, no, you're not coming here. Asa says, time for a Clemson joke. How do you go from USC to Clemson? Go north until you smell it, and then west until you step into it. Oh my God, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah. Good joke there, Asif. Thank you very much for the donation, and thank you for sharing that. So, what do we got here? Now we got Miss Pandora's over here. But anyway, like I said, with proper planning, having a plan, having a game plan, the biggest thing and I'm gonna, there's so many ways to go around to talk about this, but you're going to see, in my opinion, even the most prepared person, initially, when something really bad happens, it's going to be panic mode. Bam, like that. I mean, every one of us, myself included. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm going to be all cool and collected. Initially, everybody's going to be like, holy crap. Okay, that's the reality. But if you have a plan and you have worked out that plan, and your family, your children, your wife, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters, your people in your group, if they have that plan already down, they know what they're going to do. After that initial shock and panic, what you're going to do, if you are prepared and you have a plan, you're going to initiate your plan. That's exactly what's going to happen. If you have no plan, you have no direction, you have no idea what you're going to do, where you're going to go, how you're going to get there, it's panic time, because now you're scrambling. But if you say, okay, we've been getting ready for this, we need to be ready to go, let's do what we need to do. Uh, Again, I'm going to tell you, practice, practice, practice. If you are not used to sleeping out in the woods, I would highly encourage you to do a little bit of camping just to get yourself acclimated, get your feet wet, figure out again those fancy preps that you bought, that you set aside, that you've never used, right? Use them. Figure out what's going to work, what's not going to work. That's important. It's important. And again, yeah, follow the science determinists. Yeah, exactly. But you know, if you're not ready, and you don't, like I said, if you don't have a plan, you're going to, here's the other part, you're going to waste time. And the reality is, and I think it may be a lot less, they have been saying for years, you have a 72-hour window. And that's realistic before the rest of the sheep wake up and realize, holy crap, things ain't going back to normal. This is really bad this time. What are we going to do? Right? So if you already have your plan, you're seeing the signs, you're like, okay, this is definitely the situation. We need to get out of Dodge. Now, if you can get in your car and you have back roads and stay off the highways and can get to your location, and even if it takes you a couple hours extra, highly encourage you to do it. First sign of trouble, I would highly encourage you to stay, okay, we got to get out of here and get as much of your stuff together and hit the road. Again, there may be a lot of traffic on the main throughways. So you want to avoid that. So you want to make sure you know secondary roads, secondary ways to get out of your situation. And if you get to a point where you're jammed up and you're not going to be able to drive anymore, well, now if you have some kind of a cart that you can either pull behind you, because carrying a pack in all your gear, it's going to suck real hard after a few miles. I don't care how good a shape you're in. It's not a comfortable thing. But if you have Even a bicycle, that you can load the bicycle up and hold on to the handle wheels of the bike and push it. It's going to save your back. Or, like I said, or if you can have some kind of a cart that you can, break down, that you can have in the back of your vehicle and open it up and put a lot of gear in, you can pull a couple 100 pounds. So, that is an option. Yeah, the movie American Blackout. It's a great movie, a great indication of truly how people are going to act. You know, I don't want to be caught up in all that chaos. That is, from day one. People will say to me, well, you're a prepper. What is your end goal? Are you looking to overthrow the government? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, none of that. I don't want none of that. I want to mind my own business. I want to hunker down. My game plan is to hunker down. Where either be it here in New York or be it in West Virginia. Hopefully, it's going to be in West Virginia. But have all my stuff there, have my people around me. We hunker down, and if somebody comes with bad intentions, we deal with it then. That's it. But the farther out you are, the from the society, if you will, the farther out you are, your chances of survival go up exponentially. They really, really do. So even if you want to be, Joe Rambo solo survivalist person, then you better worry about your neighbors. That's who you're going to need to worry about. But the reality is, if you've made forged good relationships with people, you should be okay. But remember, what's going to happen if people realize that you are a prepper, that you are prepared, and that you're doing these things and you're ready? Your nicest neighbor in the whole world, if they're hungry and scared and desperate, they're going to come to you. And if you refuse to give them help, now you have an enemy. And they may come back, but they may be coming back to take, not to ask. Angry Homesteader says, I'm worried about my neighbor. That is going to be realistically family, friends, and neighbors are going to be your biggest initial threat, especially, again, if they know that you're a prepper. So that's going to be, nope, not egg time yet. It's only 37. We got to go to 45, so we got like 8 minutes. um, but yeah, so that's going to be your initial threat. So if you have a good relationship with your neighbors, hopefully that it won't be as bad. You know what I mean? So that's kind of that's the thing on that. But it's all depends on what you're willing to do, what you're willing to sacrifice. If you're willing to help, but you got to understand, if you help, they're going to come back again and again and again. They may bring more people with them next time, and eventually they may just say, "Hey, they got all this stuff. Let's just take it." So you got to think about that too. So having strength and showing that strength and letting them know, yeah. 80K man says, I have great neighbors. Yeah, but you're way out in the boondocks though too, brother. I mean, and it's like where I'm going, it's the same type of thing. It's a different mindset. So I get 100% what you're saying, because everybody pretty much is on the same page once you get out into those more isolated areas. So that's a reason to be in those isolated areas. Generally people are going to work together more so, you know. So that makes a big, big difference as well. So what do we have? We have 630 in the chat, guys. We're at 329 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you again ahead of time for doing so. I do appreciate it. Also, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So I thank you for that reason as well. Last reason is, of course, I like to see a lot of thumbs up. That's just part of the game. And so if we can, have a halfway decent number, cool. So, but also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get, all notifications as well. So thank you for that. So American Blackout, Linda. The name of the movie is American Blackout. Really interesting movie. Very realistic. Very realistic. And you got to be really, really careful. Got to be careful. When you watch a movie like American Blackout, if you watch a movie like The Road, that's another really good, realistic movie. Those would be things that I would really encourage people to watch, because it's going to really make a big difference. It's going to give you a little bit different perspective. First of all, how people are going to act, and even a movie like oh my God, the movie with Denzel Washington. What was that movie called? I'm going blank on it. Where there's been a nuclear thing and he's traveling. God, I can't think of the name of that movie. Ah, somebody's going to remember what I'm talking about. But anyway, those are movie Eli, the Book of Eli. Yes, thank you. I know you guys were going to come. Yes, the Book of Eli. Another really good idea of what it's going to be like in a post event. So the more prepared you are, the better your situation is, the better your location for whatever is going to happen. You know, I know I've been talking lately about having something underground, and I think it's really, if you can do it, depending on where your location is, I'm going to encourage everybody to do that. Really going to encourage everybody to do that, because I'll tell you right now, that's one of the things that I will be working on right from the beginning when we get to West Virginia, is getting that root cellar in, because I really do want to get all my preps underground, get that set up so that that's at that constant temperature, and that we're going to have a safe place to keep those supplies. So I think that that's going to be a huge, huge thing. So, but that's going to take some work. I'm not delusional. I have no delusions of that it's going to be this wonderful, easy thing. It's not. It's not. Yeah, he killed the hairless cat for dinner. Yeah, exactly. Yep. But that you have to, just like I said, it's being realistic, and get your fruit trees in. Yes, I do, Candace. I do plan on this year getting fruit trees planted, and there's a lot of things that have to be done. A lot of things. So we're gonna work at it. Delusions of grandeur. Well, that's just thinking that you're so important. You know what I mean? But what kind of materials are you going to use for your root cellar? What we're going to end up doing is, hey, DMS, thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate that. Thank you. I think we're going to have for like the ceiling part, we're going to have some kind of wire mesh to make sure we don't have cave-ins. I would like to concrete everything once we dig it out. So go in, maybe, go down however far we're going to go down, and then start to go in. If you guys watch the guy over in the UK that's got the bunker, and right now he's digging the tunnels from the house to the bunker and doing that, and he has the, like, from the woodshed, or well, one of his sheds, as well. So he's got that like all underground, and he shows that. That's actually really, really neat the way he's done it. And what he's done is, with those tunnels, they dig it out, they fortify it, you know arched walkway, and then they put in the metal, for this, and then they concrete everything, so it has that support, and because it's an arched walkway, can hold a lot more weight. So I think that's a really cool way to do it. That would be very, very expensive. Hey, Stephanie, how you doing tonight? Um, but if we did that, I can't think of the name of that guy's channel, but it's a really, really cool channel. He's over in the UK, and the guy's just, it's amazing. Now he has a ton of sponsorship that is supporting that build of that, of that tunnel. But it's really, really cool what he's doing. And like I said, I would like to have something like substantial underground. I like saying delusions of grandeur. Okay, that's fine, James. You can say it all day long. Uh, Ed, FEMA is putting out survival tips on how to survive a nuclear detonation. I saw they were going to be running a drill on that too. And if you remember, just before the pandemic happened, 6 months before the pandemic, they did a test of how they would react to those type of things. Have you ever seen those tents and they add water and blow it up and hardens like concrete? I have not seen that. No, I have not seen that. But what I want to do is I want to have everything like really super solid underground. There would be a lot of concrete involved, a lot of rebar involved, and I'm not going to bury a shipping container because they're not structurally sound to be able to be buried. To be honest with you, they're not designed for that. The walls cave in. There's all kinds of issues. If you really go and watch people that have done it, unless you support the sidewalls, the corners can hold a lot of weight. Those things are designed for the corners to hold a lot of weight, but the walls will collapse in on you with a shipping container if you go with a shipping container underground. So just sharing that with you. But what I'm dealing with down there, I think, and I don't know how far, it's a lot of bedrock. So we may be digging into rock, which would be awesome as far as I'm concerned, because it's going to be a lot more stable. It's not like digging into dirt, obviously. So, you know, so that's why, like I said, I want to make sure, like literally we dig, 5 or 10 feet in, and then we support it and build up around it. And then you go the next 5 or 10 feet. And then, you come out and have a good sized room that you dig out and you work on it very methodically and make that as secure as you possibly can, as you can. Could you get those concrete tunnels that come in sections? It would be tough because you would have to have your opening big enough to be able to get that in there. And I really don't want um, the opening to be some kind of huge thing that's going to be a target, and people are going to be like, "What is that?" I want it to be pretty. Once we get it in and get going, I want to. I'm probably going to show everything on YouTube, right? I want it to try to be as discreet as possible. So, but I definitely want to, you know, definitely want to work on that and get that squared away so that we can get all of our preps, because West Virginia does get hot in the summer, and I want to try to avoid those temperature fluctuations with the food. So, we're way past egg count time too, guys, and I do apologize. So we're going to do the egg count now. um, Again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, let's do that first. Shoot that thumbs up, and thank you ahead of time. I do appreciate that. And also, again, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So I thank you for that as well. So I'll give you a moment to get your guesses up. All right. If you have the same exact guess, is AL Vic, which would be the same egg count as yesterday and the same egg count as Monday. Third day in a row, 4 eggs. That's where we ended up with today. So a lot of you were very right on top of it today, which was amazing. It was a lot of right answers. So, but yeah. So nope, no egg from Thickneck today. No, she's back. She's back on strike again. We had a few days where it had warmed up, and she said, "Oh, it's warmer. I'll lay a couple of eggs." And then she said, "Oh, wait a minute, got cold again. Time to stop." So we will see eggs from her again in the spring. I think. I don't think we're probably, unless we have like some kind of super warm spell. I don't think we're going to be seeing any more from her. So, hey, Norship Preparedness, welcome, welcome. So, are you feeling better, man? I hope. Did you figure out what was going on with your leg? I'm going to ask that. Hopefully, that's not too forward, but I want to make sure you're okay. But no mealworms for Thickneck. I actually got to go out and I got to buy these guys some more mealworms. But they're expensive. I mean, you get a bag, 5 pound bag of mealworms. It's like $40. So that's a treat. That's a treat for them. So. Uh, Leg is still a bummer. Back to the hospital tomorrow. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Like I said, I hope they figure out what is going on. I hope they figure out what's going on, because that would not be fun when you have no idea what's happening or why it's happening, and they're not doing things about it. So, but hopefully they'll get you squared away. But Yeah, Thick Neck is on sabbatical until April 1st. No, not 20. Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah, probably. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what she does. So earlier there was a question, and I did want to address it. And as far as selling this property here in New York, and with Becky and Heather not really being 100% on board. I mean, that's the reality. Heather don't want to move, and Becky really doesn't want to move either. And so we have been having some discussions about that. And what we're looking into a couple things. One of the things that we're looking into doing is possibly with selling the property, but not selling Becky's place, and taking Becky's place and trailering it down there. And so it would be there, it'd be set up and stuff like that. So we may do that. I have to look into what that cost is going to be. If it's like ridiculously expensive to do that, then we're probably just going to be like, we're just going to rebuild all over again down there. But you know, they really are not 100% on board. Mom, she don't care. She's like, yeah, whatever, I'll go wherever. Okay, but you know, the reality. I mean, you got to be realistic, and I'm always trying to be realistic, and I'm always looking at big picture. The reality is, it would be very, very difficult to maintain two homesteads, especially more than 500 miles apart. And so I just, I have had discussions with them, and and it would make it easier, realistically. I mean, it's go when we moved here to this homestead. We started out in a 37-foot camper. So those of you that are newer that haven't watched some of my older videos, we started out in a 37-foot camper, and we had the shop. That's all we had. That's how we started out, with those two U-Hauls full of stuff that we brought out here, and we had the camper packed full of crap. We had the shop all packed full of crap, and you know we've come a long way. Come a long, long way at this homestead. And if we were going to stay here, there's still a lot more that I would like to do. But the reality is, to sell this, to take the money that I could make from this place, and go down to West Virginia and put it into West Virginia. It's just a smarter thing to do. Cost of living is going to be cheaper down there. I remember the camper days in the water hut. Yeah, 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 yeah. It was interesting in the beginning. Yeah, I'll have to make trips. I have to bring cases of Labatt's Blue down there, because they do not have Labatt's Blue down there. Um, but it's just it's a better situation down there. The weather's going to be better. And if I can take you know the money that I would get from this place, first thing I would do is I would pay off my mortgage to the people that I bought the property from. They're holding a private mortgage. And each month that goes substantially lower already anyway. But I have a closeout figure, and the first thing I would do is I would get a cashier's check and give them that, and then that would be done. And so that I would want to do, and that way that frees up a payment, frees up money every month that I don't have to worry about coming up with that money. That I would have that, realistically, I would have that money to put back into the property. You're going to need three semis to get all your stuff to West Virginia. Dude, I'm going to tell you what, I will be honest with you. I have thought about that, and I realize what a logistical nightmare it's going to be to get all of this stuff down to West Virginia. It's going to be a major, major nightmare. So, yeah, I know. I know. I'm just like, oh my God. I think about it, and I'm just like, this is going to be tough. But that's how it's going to go. But we'll get it done. We'll get it done. And but it's big picture, it's the better move. It's a smart move. It's getting out of the weather up here. We'll have a longer growing season in West Virginia. It's a much better thing where we are down there for solar. Just it's wide open. That lower meadow is absolutely perfect, and even the upper meadow if we wanted to put more solar up there. But that lower meadow is absolutely perfect for solar, just unbelievably perfect for solar. So, um, yeah, I will definitely do that, JJ. But there's a lot of work to be done down there, and like I said, I'm not going into this with delusions of grandeur. I'm not going in there with the rose-colored glasses, thinking everything's just going to be it's going to be wonderful and it's going to be great. I know what I'm walking into down there, and but it's going to make it much easier if I go down to West Virginia with a chunk of change in my pocket to be able to take that money and do things the way um, that I would have done it up here if I had had the knowledge. I didn't have the. 100% honest. When I came out here, guys, 7 years ago, and moved to the homestead full time. I don't think I had delusions of grandeur. I knew it was going to be tough. I absolutely did not realize how tough it was going to be. I didn't realize how much we were going to have to sacrifice early on, because we just didn't have the money to do the different things that we needed. So, you know, that's a big part of it. And so with getting things squared away and getting things ready, it's going to make a big difference in proper planning. So and it's just going to be it's a better situation. It's a better location. Everything about it for me personally, it's going to be better. Now, scares the crap out of Becky. I'm not going to lie. Scares the crap out of Heather. That's being 100% honest assessment. But what I said to Heather, I said, "Do you trust me?" And she goes, "Yes." And I said, "Then trust me on this." What I said to her, I said, "Give me a year. Give me a year. Come down there, live with me for a year. You know, you know what? It's funny. Lynn Simmons just said it's scary. Change for some people is very scary. They get comfortable. They like where they're at. They like what their little life is, however it is. But to me, like I said, I inherited it from mom because mom just don't care, and I never just cared. I'm not emotionally attached to anything where I couldn't just say, "Hey, here's a better situation. Let's go do it." I'm going to be going from 3 acres of land to 25 acres of land. Big difference. She will be farther from her brother. We don't see Eddie now, folks. Not realistically. Eddie is, he stays in the house and does his thing and plays his music. So we really don't see him on a regular basis anyway. So it's not really going to make that big of a difference. I mean, they talk online, more, and they would still do that. They would still be able to do that. Anita Rice says once they get settled, they will like it, and I believe that as well. I believe that as well. I think that once we get down there, and the difference will be realistically, the difference is going to be I know exactly what I need to do this time. I know exactly what I need to do. And if I have the funds to be able to do that to start, and don't get me wrong, I'm going to tell you guys right now, there will be years, years of things we'll be doing down there, tweaking this, doing that, getting, beds of, garden beds in there, all of that type of stuff. Okay. But and Jane Delaney just said a lot can be accomplished in a year. Absolutely. Prioritizing what is the most important thing. When we first get down there, we're gonna need to have power and water. So yeah, Becky was hesitant on moving. She's still hesitant on moving. You know, but with everything that's going on, and like I said, tomorrow they're voting on certain amendments, things that they're planning on putting into place here. And the Democrats run everything in New York, guys. So tell me they're not going to pass. They have the votes to be able to do it, and nobody can stop them. So, you know, but it's just like I said. I think the biggest thing is the unknown change. You get comfortable in a situation that you're in. But if you look at the big picture and realize how much better it's going to be. And getting out of the state is just going to be freaking a blessing. I love New York. I love living out in the country, and it's beautiful. But when you're talking 6 months of the year, the weather can pretty much suck. When you're talking about the ridiculous taxes and all those type of things, it's a big difference. That's a big, big difference. So yeah, Becky doesn't want to be away from the grandkids. But even so, they're like even right now, she's only seeing the boys like once a month for a couple days, and as they continue to get older, they're going to want to go and do their own thing. That's what happens. They grow up and they want to do their own thing, and that's the reality. I mean, that's what with any kids, they're not going to want to hang out with grandma. They want to, so you know, I, I I think that it can work out really well. I really do, and I think that it's like I said, it's taxes wise, just taxes wise. Oh my God, what a freaking difference! My taxes just came in. I just got them for this month, and they have to be, they got to be paid by the end of the month, and I'm just like, ah, you know, but it's part of it. You know what I mean? So, it's just Peggy Sue, mask required again in Maine, governor as of tomorrow. Let me tell you something, guys, and I did want to mention this a little bit. I think that this is important. If all of us stood up and let's say they put in new draconian measures for whatever they decided that the rest of us have to do. A mandate is not a law. Okay, that's number one. A mandate is not a law. And if all of us stood up and said, no, what are they going to do then? They can't arrest everybody. And they can't, so think about that too. Just think about that. Your compliance is all the difference in the world. That's what they're looking for. That's what they're looking for. So, but anyway, you know, moving forward, like I said, we're just going to have to. There's a lot of discussions that we're going to have to have. I don't exactly know what we're going to be doing here as far as like Becky's place. Do we have to build again? You know what I mean? And my property tax last year was a little over $300 for the year here in Alabama. Yeah. Well, let's put it. It's a lot more in New York State. A lot more. So, um, and we get school taxes. That always comes in September, and then we get the government taxes after that, state taxes. So they get you twice a year, once in September and once in January. So you missed the egg count. The egg count was 4 today. Yeah, 4. So anyway, I want to do some shout outs real quick here, guys. We got what 620 in the chat. We're at 442. Let's get that up to 500. I won't go make you try to go higher than that. We'll just see if let's just get it up to 500 thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do that. And if we hit 500, maybe we'll make it a little higher. I don't know. We'll see what we can do. But if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time. Also, it really does help with the algorithms. So I thank you for that reason as well. And of course, like I said, I like to see a lot of thumbs up. So. My mom is having surgery this Friday. Hospital would not allow it until she takes the test, even though fully jabbed, and the surgery has nothing to do with this illness. Isn't that craziness? That's craziness. Yeah, it has gotten, and things. Listen, I'm not talking about anything in particular when I say this, but you guys kind of know what I mean. Things are out of control. Things are out of control, and we have allowed it. We've allowed it. So I'm just going to continue to live my life. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to take care of my family, and that's it. So, but Southwest Pennsylvania and 10-acre school and township taxes $1,700 a year. I still got you beat, and I got 3 acres here in New York, and I still got you beat. Yeah, we pay in New York. We pay, and that's another reason to get out. You know, I would love to be able to ride my bike longer every year, and But yeah, it's just craziness. But anyway, let's do some shout outs. Um, we're going to start off with Angry Prepper down in New York City. Good man. Definitely needs to get out of New York City. The sooner the better. So that is definitely a good thing. We have Icky Can up in Canada is another good guy, real good guy. We have 80K Man is in the house here. We have Bushcraft Bear over in the Canary Islands in La Palma. Green Greg's. Hey, Anna, LA. I've lived in southern West Virginia all my life, the best Virginia. Weather climate has changed from what I'm used to. Oops, hold on a second. Country roads take me home. Oh, I'm going to tell you what, I can't wait. Thank you very much for the statement, and thank you very much for the donation as well. But we have Marfugal News out in the West Coast. Really good dude, Adam and Dax, and definitely show him some support as well. We have Pinball Preparedness. There is Southern Prepper 1. You have Gray Man Prepping. You have Magic Prepper. There's Wrangle Star. Doug and Stacy, great channel there. Um, Also, you have Alaskan Prepper, just a really down to earth gentleman up in Alaska. Bush Radical and his wife, also Girl in the Woods, two different channels. Deep South Homestead, you have Bjorn Bull Hansen, Corporal's Corner. Let's see, we also have, St. Bernard Acres with Joe, and he's doing his thing out there. And The Outsider, yeah, that's a good channel as well. I like that channel. You have Sean James with the Sean James channel and My Self Reliance, two really good channels, same guy, but he is amazing to watch. You have Alaskan Granny as well, is another really good channel. Let's see what there is. Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Suspicious Observer is another really good channel. You have the kids that are down in Panama with the nomadic movement. Also, you have Kyle's Cabin is another really good channel. Nice young man and his girlfriend. And, Mary Greeley News. She's giving you the updates all the time of what's happening with the volcano in Yellowstone. So the Uneducated Economist is another really good channel. There's of course, Ryan Hall, y'all got to go check him out, guys. He's a Weather Channel guy. Well, he's not with the Weather Channel, but his channel is about weather. Love Ryan Hall. He is awesome. And he broke it down one day. I was watching him, and he's like, "Listen, the reality is you can basically predict the weather about 4 days out. 4 days out." He says beyond that, you're giving an educated guess. So that I thought that was pretty cool. But that's what Ryan Hall, y'all. I think he's down in Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. But really, really like his channel. He breaks it down really, really well, and he kind of gives you a heads up of what's happening. The Economic Ninja, yep, there's another really good channel. So again, guys, there's so many good channels out there. There's a lot of great information. Bizza he just came out with his new episode of the Carrington Chronicles. So definitely go over there, show him some support. You have Survival Lily is another channel. So again, there's so many channels out there. And like I said, I believe that we should be supporting each other. Fellow YouTubers, I think is. Ryan Hall saved our lives during the recent tornado outbreak in Kentucky. That's cool. No, like I said, I really, really like Ryan Hall. I think he's amazing. And like I said, you can tell he has a passion for weather. And he's not doing TNA because he don't have TNA, and you figure that one out. But no, he just is straight up and gives it to you, and he's very enthusiastic about what he's doing, and I think that's a really cool thing. So. I think we should absolutely be supporting him. So, real quick, I did want to mention my website, preppernurse1.com. We do have the Prepper Nurse One community there, which is a free resource for you guys to be able to connect with like minded people. Again, free to join. You do have to register, but no credit card information is asked. Also, on my channel, you have the Forefathers, which is a CBD and hemp store. So again, if you go to preppernurse1.com, you click on store, it will, or not, No, I'm sorry. You'll see their logo. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. You'll see their logo, the Forefathers logo. If you click on that, it will take you to their website. Once you're on their website, if you decide to make a CBD or hemp purchase, when you check out, make sure you use the discount code Prepper Nurse One, and that is the number one, not ONE, and you'll save yourself 15% on your purchase over there. And the last thing on my website, we have the legacy freeze dried food. So again, if you go to my website, preppernurse1.com, you click on store, it will drop down. You will see legacy. You click on that, and it will take you to the store within the website. So what we have there is available, 25-year shelf life, GMO free, made in the United States, largest portion size of any of the other freeze dried food companies, so you get more bang for your buck. Really good products. I've eaten them myself. I've done reviews on them. I have them in my preps, and I will give you one idea. I keep them in my preps. So, good thing to have. So, definitely take advantage of that. Anyway, so there, that is that. But yeah, see, now we're already at 502, so we hit that 500 easy. All right, so we'll set a new goal since we hit 502. We'll go for 550 because we got about 9 more minutes or so, 10 minutes. No, actually 11. So we got 11 minutes. So let's, well, if we got, since we got 11 minutes, let's shoot for 600. Let's shoot for 600 thumbs up. So, yep, I even sleep with my preps. Absolutely. Always ready for whatever is going to happen. You have to be. You just have to. You know why they're in here? I'm running out of room. Under my entire bed is all canned goods. It's just, that's another thing. I will tell you this, guys. When I build in West Virginia, I'm going to build bigger. I'm going to have to. I got to have stuff. I want to get a lot of my food preps underground. I would like to be able to have my other preps much more organized and squared away, so that I can focus on what I need to take care of and those type of things. So, you know, but yeah, so that's kind of where, that's where I'm at with that. Definitely going to do things differently in West Virginia. Absolutely. Mom's doing good. She was sick there for a while. She did have COVID because she went and got tested, and she bounced right through it. Was down for a couple weeks, um, and no, she has not had any of that. So now she has natural antibodies. Imagine that. So imagine how that works. And she's 77. I think I've told you guys she was 78. She's not 78. She's 77. So I gave her an extra year. Didn't mean to, but she's pretty spry for an old girl. She does her thing. She don't let you know what's that saying? The ground under her feet get wet or something. I don't even know how they say that, but there's a saying. She's always on a move. That was the point. So, oh, we'll see you later, Sharon. I guess Angry Pepper's starting at 9, so she's heading over there. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, so we're 517 on the thumbs up. So if we have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so, to show support for the channel. We'll see if we can get it to 6 now that we hit 5 so easily. So let's see if we can get that bad boy up to 600 thumbs up before we jump off of here. So yeah, one day she'll be 78. My prediction. Well, I'm thinking that could happen. So again, it really does help with the algorithms too, with the thumbs up. So I do thank you for that as well. Yes, don't let the grass grow under your feet. Thank you, Sonia. I appreciate. I couldn't remember. Yeah, she does not let the grass grow under her feet. She is always rolling. I'll wake up and I'll be like, "Where's mom?" Oh, well, she's going to do this or she's going to do that. When she was homesick, it was driving her nuts. Because she slept most of the time. So, you know, my mom had COVID at 83. She was sick for 2 days and then back up and doing chores. Well, you know what the funny part that I think that is not discussed enough when they tell you and they do these sensationalized headlines, right? And this child died because of whatever. Well, they don't talk about all the underlying health issues that that child had. They don't talk about that. That was probably with getting sick, with getting a flu or whatever, it exacerbates an already tumultuous situation with that health of that individual. And so you're seeing a lot of those people that are going. So, do you have any 48-hour emergency food from Walmart? What I have actually, I have some Mountain House and stuff like that I have picked up. I actually keep in my truck. I keep a bucket that I had picked up. Some of the Mountain House stuff there that I keep right there. Now for Christmas, my niece brought me a box of Mountain House that she had picked up there, and I was like, cool. So, um, but yeah, so it just I like to be diversified in my preps. I don't just stick with one thing. I like to have a variety of different things, and I think that that's a smart way to do it. I really do. So, but anyway, we're going to do We Are Legion because we are many. We are all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge network of folks. And Randolph County, West Virginia, my power is about to go off with a storm. We are getting everyone. Have a good night. Well, be safe, Heidi. Be safe. And so, but anyway, where is everybody from tonight? And again, let's keep those thumbs up going. We're at 5:30. Let's see if we can hit 6. I doubt we're going to hit 600 at this point, but let's try to get up there closer. So we have Nowhere, Oklahoma, Lion Mountain, New York, South Australia, very nice, Cape Cod. We have Melbourne. Philip, why weren't you first? Pablo, Colorado, Central Missouri, Iowa, Ulster Park, New York, Michigan, Ocean Park, Washington, Navajo Nation in Arizona. Burn Notice, welcome, glad you're here. Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Missouri in the Ozarks, Oshawa, Ontario County, Canada, West Juniper, I missed where, I think it's Florida, I think. Kent, England, Pete is in the house. Beech Grove, Indiana, Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. Let's see, Middleton, New York, Louisville, Kentucky, Northwest Oregon, Beech Grove, Indiana, Southwest Washington, D.C., Queens, New York. We have cold, Maine. Yeah, I bet it is cold up there. North Highlands of California, New Mexico, Middletown, New York, uh, Hillman, Michigan, Idaho, Franklin County, Ohio, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Denton, Texas, Northwest Indiana, New Mexico is in the house, Southeast Missouri, England and the UK. Very nice. Glad you're here. Glad you stayed up to watch us. Central Iowa, Lexington, Kentucky, Choctaw, Oklahoma. If I said that wrong, I apologize. Faraday, Louisiana, Mesa, Arizona. We have Montana's in the house. Welcome. Raleigh, North Carolina, Queens, New York, West Virginia once again, Lake East, Ohio. So again, we are all over the country. We're all over the world. We are a huge network. We are a huge family. Again, we are the ones that can make a difference. We can definitely make a difference. So, yeah, thank you, JJ, for taking care of that. The troll bots are in the house. But South Alabama's in the house as well. Very nice. But anyway, guys, we're the ones that truly can make a difference now and definitely in a post event. And if we're able to, I think we should try to help you. Like I said, but again, you're not going to be able to help everybody. That's a sad truth, unfortunately. So uh, I want to thank all my moderators who do an absolutely phenomenal job keeping the chat clean, getting rid of the troll bots and all that other crap. So thank you guys. I appreciate what you do. You guys are the best. I appreciate all of you guys for being here. So, you know, who was watching Pornhub? Yeah, right. Uh, Thank you, Ed, for keeping this channel clean. I just, I think that we can have a discussion on things and not have to get nasty and stuff like that. I don't think that it's necessary. I don't judge anybody else for the way that they run their channels. I'm putting that out there right now. Everybody is different, but and I'll be honest with you. In real life, if I'm not on YouTube, I swear. But I've always felt that I wanted to keep it family friendly. So if you have your grandchildren around and you're all sitting around watching, that you will all be able to watch and enjoy what we're doing here. And that is, you know, that's what I think that to me is important. That's just my own personal take on it. But all right, so what are we at? 551 on a thumbs up. Oh, we're definitely not making 600, but let's see how high we can get it up there, guys. All right. Um, but anyway, remember, folks, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race, and if we could ever figure that out, we're going to be in much, much, much better shape. We're all human beings. We all bleed red, so that nobody can contest. So, you know, just stay focused, and you're going to be just fine. Let's be supportive of each other. Stop letting them divide us, and we're going to be. If we could ever come together, it would be amazing what we could accomplish. It really would be, just unbelievably amazing. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important to tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to accomplish, whatever you are trying to do, you can do it. The only person that can stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it. If you stay focused, stay positive, stay away from that negativity, you're going to be in much, much better shape. All right. What are we at? 560? Okay. Let's just go for 570. Let's see if we can get five. So 10 more. If you haven't shot that thumbs up yet, guys, let's see if we can get that last minute 10. Now we're down to 9 more. We're at 61. So stay focused, guys. Keep prepping. Continue to get ready. Have a game plan. Get things worked out. Know what you want to do. If you plan, even if you're planning on bugging in, be prepared to bug out if you have to, and have that plan. Yep, 2,000 away from STD tattoo. Yep. Yeah, we just, like I said, we just hit. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's. I got to show you the back of this shirt. This is one. Hold on, I'll just turn around like this. Hold on. Hopefully, you can see the back pretty good that way. Um, this one I picked up 2 years ago, I think it was, when Heather and I did our monumental trip. This was down in Georgia. I picked this T-shirt up, so we had a big old trip that day. Yeah, never heard STD described that way. I've been doing it for quite a while on this channel. But again, it's you don't forget the letterings because everybody thinks that they know what it stands for. But if you put it in the perspective that I put it in, you're never going to forget it. It's going to come to you, and if you use it for every part of your life, whatever you're doing, it's great. It works fantastic. So, what are we at? 566. Okay, four more thumbs up, guys, and we are out. So again, if you have not done that yet, please do so. Because I got 566 on my screen here. So 568. So two more, guys. Come on. But anyway, so just stay focused, continue to get ready, be prepared to do what you need to do. If you think that, man, maybe I might need to bug out of here, have a plan to do so. Have that plan. All right. And now we're at what, 574. So we got it. You guys are awesome. So I didn't think we were going to make 500, to be honest with you. I really didn't. But all right, guys. Yep, now we're 575. Very cool. I will see you all tomorrow. Please be safe. Continue just to be smart. Prepare, prepare, prepare. We never know when that time comes. When that time comes, we're all going to be like, oh boy, this is it. But we're going to have that heads up because we're going to be in a much better situation than the average bear. So now we're up to 580. Look at that. All right. I will see you all later. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.